Well, it's hard to win a gunfight if you come to the fight with a knife, right? And that's what most tenants do. They get a letter from a lawyer or their landlord or whatever, and they think it's God, but it's not. I mean, look at the biggest court in the world now here, or at least in our country, the Supreme Court. We got 9 people up there who don't agree on anything. So you have a right. You have rights in all these things that happen. Even though they think they have them all, they don't. You have rights too. And actually, the Biden administration just came out with a report, a blueprint for the Renters' Bill of Rights. So you're going to have more rights even now, because they can't throw you out in the street, and that's what they want to do because they want to raise rates and something. I mean, they have a pressure too, and they have to make money at this thing. But this all works 2 ways, and that's why when it doesn't work, the push, then that the government gets involved and gives you money for rent and things like this. And the biggest thing that people do is they don't get a lawyer when they get an eviction notice. And so much data that I've seen, and I just did a report a little while ago, a couple of weeks, maybe a week, couple of days, whatever, how people who don't get a lawyer, 90% of the time lose, and if they do get a lawyer, they win 50% of the time, or there's something similar to that. They even get more money. See, they're doing things wrong on the other side. Your landlord's not following all the rules and regulations, and the government, the judge will give you money because they didn't do it right, and they screwed you over. And you're not going to know that unless that. Now, there's a lot of free help for that. You don't have to hire an attorney. That's what stops some people. I can't pay the rent. Well, I'm going to pay a lawyer $400 an hour? That's crazy. No, don't. But do get lawyered up, and you can for free. Now, the couple things that are out there now is one, if you justshelter.com, okay? That's a great one. Let's see, where if I get it? Here it is, justshelter.org. I'm saying not .com, .org. You can go there, click on your state, on Pennsylvania. These are all attorneys that do this for free. Okay, so therefore you have to do that. If you get a notice or you think you're going to get a notice, if you haven't paid your rent recently, call these attorneys now and ask them what your rights are. So maybe you have 3 months, maybe you have 6 months, maybe you have 2 weeks, or whatever it is. Every state is different. That's why you have to talk to the attorneys in your state. They're going to know about what the laws are where you are, and that's what they'll go by. That's what your local judge is going to go by. So you have to know those and get it ahead of time. Don't say, oh, I worry, won't they send me a note? No, get it now. If you have any thought that you may get an eviction notice, call people today, okay? justshelter.org, and find out what your rights are and what's going to happen, so you don't have to have the surprise package come out at you out of nowhere, and it's like getting a big hit in the gut. So if you know about ahead of time, you can start practicing and knowing what to do. But that's only one place. You go to findhelp.org. And if you put in actually where I am, I put in eviction, and I get 12 organizations, nonprofits, that will help you with the process for free. 12, okay, that's 12. You got about 20 on the state thing that I just showed you, Just Shelter. You got about 12 here, to do it. And see, you have rights in all this stuff. But you don't know because they won't advertise. And all you have to do is findhelp.com, put in your zip code, and put in eviction. And every state has different rules. Some states even mandatory that you have to have a lawyer with you, right? And that protects you, and you have to protect yourself. They're protecting their money, and that's their right and their job as a landlord. But you have to protect yourself. You have to protect the rights, and there's a lot of rights, on your side that do protect you. But if you don't know them, you won't have them. Nobody's going to do that for you. You have to do that. So you go and get it. You're worried about it. You haven't paid for a couple months or whatever. Call them now and say, what's my downside? How long do I have? What's going to happen to me? Things like that. And then talk to people. You talk to other people. You go to a HUD housing counselor. Go to findhelp.org and put a housing counselor. You talk to them too. These are all people that are expert in this. They do this all the time. They see what's going to happen 9 times out of 10 or 99% of the time what's going to happen in your case. You could find out. You don't have to live in misery and mystery, all the M words. And you have that on your side. And that's what's neat. The programs are out there to help you. It's just going to take work. You can't make one phone call and make everything go away. No. You make a call and learn. And then if that's not satisfying, ask where else can you check? You learn more. Or you go back to findhelp.org and put in another thing, maybe housing or rent or whatever, and learn more. The more you learn, the more muscle you have, not to be trampled over when somebody wants to get the better of you. That doesn't have to happen in this country because all these things are free. They just don't advertise. And you don't have to have money to get justice. You have to use the system, and it's there to be used whether you have money or not. You have options, always have options, but you don't know them because the only options you know are the ones that charge you money because they find you. The one that don't charge you money, you won't find them, or you have to find them because they won't find you. They do that. They don't have money to go pay Google to find your name. Who needs help, right? So you got to do it. Help yourself. Help me, Wanda. Help me, Wanda. And don't forget, we have our 3 grants coming out. On the 30th, we have a free laptops we give out, 25 free laptops on the 30th of every month. And then on the 4th, we give out $60,000 in grants in $500 or $1,000. $60,000, man, we give over $1 million already. I'm so proud of that.